Hello everyone and welcome back to another Brothers War draft. I have a bit of a flu, so my voice might be weird and my outfit is weird as well. But I still wanted to record a draft because I'm feeling quite okay. Alright, so Tyrant of Kerridge is obviously a A plus bomb or A or whatever. 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10, however you wanna rate it. 6 mana, 4/5 flyer. With the 5 breathing is, you know, already something you would pick very highly in limited. Now this thing deals 4 damage to any target as ETB, which makes it just an amazing bomb rare. This format has a fairly high amount of bomb rares. Let's hope it's not gonna be too much about that, like Crimson Vow was a lot about bomb rares. But I mean, anyway, I didn't check what the other what other options this pack has. The Hulking Metamorph is interesting take on a clone effect. Yeah, you need to pause and read the cards if you want to check what the pack has to offer. I don't have time to go through everything, and there's no really question about what's the pick there because it was so obvious. Bomb rare first pick, and here Excavation Explosion is very good removal. Getting the free Power Stone token is really good. Funnily though, this thing does actually require a red mana for the activation, so this can't be helped by the Power Stone tokens. Not that it really is gonna take a lot of the power of this card. But yeah, Excavation Explosion on color, high quality removal spell to follow up my first pick. There are a couple of these, monocolor payoffs, Flow of Knowledge and Corrupt are good if you have mostly or all swamps or islands, or you can pick an elsewhere flask from the retro artifact print sheet. Nothing much else to see here. Easy pick. I mean, this has been an autopilot draft so far. Let's see if I have to make a difficult decision now. So this Knowing Vermin is okay. 1/1 1/1s that die to give something -1/-1 means that they trade with 2 toughness creatures, and sometimes the opponent has some 1 toughness creatures they really don't want to lose, and then having this thing around is quite valuable. This can be sacrificed. This helps the the graveyard theme of black and green. But what else? 7 mana, 8/6 menace. Yeah, okay, if you have a lot of power stones, I have already a card that makes one. That could be interesting. Anything non-red I feel like I want to take. I do like the white stones animation quite a bit actually. Then there is this boulder branch column. This is also pretty good. It's actually tough. I don't think I'm gonna take the 7-drop, no. It's gonna be the animation or the Warlord's Elite. No, I did play a red white in my previous draft, and I think this is a fine card, but not really, that amazing. I took the Golem because I really like the modes of this thing. It's a 4 mana 3/3 that gains you 3 life, or then it's a 7 mana 6/5 that gains you 6 life, and now that mode is really good. And of course, it's not as good as something. I mean, that alone, if this was just a 7 mana 6/5 that gains 6 life, it would be a little bit too expensive. But because you have the failsafe to cast this at 4 mana, I really think it's quite good. But now there's a Sever Sentinel, which has to be the peak, right? Just gonna check it quickly. The other options in here. Oh, the Overwhelming Remorse is really good as well. Okay, so the 2 best card here. Did the previous pack have this? No, I think it has had an emergency will, because this is a high quality removal spell. This is a high quality 2-drop, especially if you have some soldiers, but I think I'm going to take the remorse now. This format has a lot of bombs, and a lot of them can be creatures, and for that reason removal is quite valuable in this format. Right, so I don't see much red. I really want to play the Tyrant here, so I'm gonna not force, but I'm gonna be very heavily incentivized to draft red here thanks to my Tyrant, and of course, the Excavation Explosion is splashable, but I would rather have this castable as my main color card, because when you get to cast this on turn 3, the Power Stone might be a little bit more useful than later in the game. Alright, so here I think I'm going to make... Now this seems very weird. I guess you can sometimes combine this with unearthed creatures, but it's gonna cost too much mana. I think I'll take the... Yeah, this pack was... There was the Prison Sentence, but I took the black removal, so I'm gonna take the black 2-drop, which I think is okay, because this sacrifice ability is nice to keep mana up for it, and of course power stones can fuel the payment for the ability. So opponent removal is kind of awkward when I can respond by sacking the thing that's about to get removed. All right, Hero of the Dunes though. This is good. I think that is the pick in here. What's the other options? No, it's gonna be the hero here. Now I might end up not playing red after all, but if black and I don't know, I might splash this. There are ways to splash in this format, especially in the retro artifact group of cards. There are many ways to splash cards. I already saw a Springleaf Drum here, for instance. Bitter Reunion, that's fine. This is okay. This could be interesting actually. Having 3 or more creatures in my graveyard means this gets a counter every turn. Okay, I'm not taking the Phalanx Vanguard just to draft white right away. I keep this as an option to maybe splash. I don't know if I should take. Okay, I'm gonna take the Skull Flare. It's tough. They were pretty close to each other in terms of power level there. Tomakul, Scrapsmith. Now this is actually better when you have some reason to want to have creatures in your graveyard. So the mill 3 cycle of cards is quite good. I don't mind having the Moment of Defiance. It is gonna draw you a card, but it's 3 mana anyway. This is like okay, nothing amazing. I think I'll take the Scrapsmith now that I took it seems like I'm gonna be like black red after all. I don't see. I mean, I see some white 2-drops, but that's not really enough maybe to move to white. I might splash this or I might ignore it altogether. Okay, so this does work with tokens. There are 1/1 tokens. I don't have many things that trigger that card now though. You have to pay 1 as well, so don't think it's that great. I don't know about the Trent Stalker either. I could maybe take the Onslaught as well. Yeah, okay, I'll take the Onslaught. I'm not sure if this is the kind of deck that wants to play it, but Black Red is a sacrifice theme deck, and this gives you 2 sacrifice fodder. Cohort has Unearth for white mana. Don't like this. I might like it as a sideboard card though. I mean, if the opponent can make something unable to block. Okay, fine. I'll take this for the sideboard. I don't think the pack had anything too amazing at that point anymore. And here I'll just take the Demolisher. If I find more ways to get Power Stones, that could be interesting. But so far I have only one, if I'm not mistaken. A Revenant. I mean, it's a trick. I can trigger ETBs. I don't like it, but I don't like the Revenant either. I don't have really anything that sacks. Well, I have one creature that sacks creatures. I don't know, maybe I should have taken it. I'll take the uncommon. I'm not taking the white playables there. I think the Hero of the Dunes is maybe only a splash, if even that, because I do need ways to splash actually. And Chromatic Star isn't a good way to splash because you want to use this. There are better options for this kind of effect. For example, the Elsewhere Flask, you can just play it at any point, and then of course you can sack it when you need the splash mana. Alright, so Cloud Treasure is really good, but it's better when you actually can, also prototype it. Now, the Stone Seeker is really good, and I think I'm going to take that. What else? The Rager is definitely good when you have access to black mana, but I think I'll take the high quality 2-drop. I mean, 2 mana 2 menace, even without the Power Stone token would be great, but this also gives that, unless, I mean, at some point it will die, of course, and you lose it, but still. Chromatic Lantern, yeah, that's one of the ways to splash, but I'm not sure if I care about it that much. What other options does the pack offer? Harvester, 2 mana 3/1, a little bit of Unearth hate, and there are those cards that care about graveyard. Unearth option means you can attack for 3 at some point. It's not a bad 2-drop. Dissident, well, not in my colors. Don't really know if I like the Hero of the Dunes. This is quite good though. I mean, the pump effect also isn't nothing to laugh at. But I really don't think I want to have a chromatic lantern. I guess, well, I'm not gonna play the green card, by the way. I have the Demolisher, so... I guess I'll take it if it comes back. For now, I'll take the 2-drop here. I mean, yeah, if the lantern comes back, maybe I'll play it. This is the new Field of Ruin for multiplayer. I mean, for more than 2 players, worded better. Doesn't concern here. Okay, this is not very good. Liquid metal coating, no. +1/+0 and menace. Don't care about. I mean, of course, the trigger ability works with unearth, so your unearth creatures are gonna be harder to block. You get more guaranteed damage out of it. I think the Forge Chanter is okay. Maybe I'll try this. You know, menace is kind of an evasion, but although there is, of course, the equipment that gives +1/+0 and +1/+0 and flying, it's not that amazing either. But well, whatever. I picked that. This is a red rare, so I mean it's not a red rare, but requires red. So 3 mana 2/2 double strike. I mean I'm sold. And what else does it do? Oh, you get to draw 3 cards. Of course, you have to discard your hand, but the idea is that it's a May ability. You don't have to do that. And later in the game, especially when you unearth it, you probably have no cards in hand, or at least less than 3. So yeah, it's easy pick, obviously. It's the best card in the pack, so let's take it. What was the black uncommon? Oops, I didn't see it, but I don't think it was as good as the rare in there. Now there is a Springleaf Drum. That's a better way to, you know, splash something. I might even take it. This isn't... I guess the Transmogrant Altar is actually a reason to play stuff like Clay Revenant, because you can, in the long game, take over the game. But, I mean, 3/3s might not be even that good in a very long game. Here, I think I have 1 Onslaught already. I'm gonna take the Drum, because this is a really strong card. I would want to splash it. Plus, this is mana accelerating if you have creatures. Okay, Soul Guide Lantern, Evolving Wilds. Okay, that makes that's double white. Doesn't return creatures, but of course it can return artifact creatures. The Recruitment Officer is not the first one I'm seeing here. It's a quite good card. Goes late here. Anyway, Evolving Wilds. Even if I don't end up splashing, I'm gonna want to have these in my deck. Plus, now I think I'm good enough. I'm good. I'm good to splash now. Okay, so no one left behind. So yeah, this is a very nice take on a reanimating spell. You don't have to pay 5 mana for a 3-drop. You can only play 2 mana. I do like the retrieval unit though. I don't have too many uses for... I'm gonna take it. The Pyrrhic Blast is not bad either, but I'm gonna take the retrieval unit. I don't have much 4-drops here, and I still have this 7-drop here. Maybe I wanna move this equipment around or something like that. Another Power Stone token is not bad. Alright, I can take the Blitz Automaton. This is a double, you know, a split card creature kind of 3 mana 3/2 haste. Like all prototypes are, but a 3 mana 3/2 haste isn't so bad. And then you can have a 6/4 haste, which is actually good. Wow, Power Stone Prodigy is still here. There's nothing. I'm gonna splash white, but I'm not gonna splash those things. Mistras Juggernaut. Yeah, I don't like these lands that add colorless. That's making your mana so much worse. I don't need another Dredging Claw. So attacks each turn, has Unearth, 5/3 Trample. Well, I'm gonna take it. I'm not sure if I'm gonna play it. It seems a little bit risky. And here I can now take a Clay Revenant here. And a Supply Drop versus the Forge Chanter. Now, that's a weird trick. It is good in prowess checks, but I don't have like any prowess unless I pick this one. I guess I'm gonna take the prowess card. I think a 2-drop is still, you know, something I might wanna have. Yeah, the Aeronaut's Wings is the other option. I mean, very similar to the Dredging Claw. So I'll take it, you know, I can decide which I want to use, if I want to use either of them. Oh, Mightstone's animation this late. I think this is a very good common, but well, you need to play a, you know, draft around it a bit. But it's definitely can be very strong. None of this matters. Key to the city. So yeah, it's a bit slow, looter, but when you have Power Stone tokens, the 2 mana isn't so bad. What else does the pack have? Oh, this is very good if you get to draw multiple cards per turn. It's very good. But I don't know if my deck is really doing that thing. I don't think it is doing that thing. I actually... You know what I like the most? The Scrapwork Rager and Evolving Wilds are really both cards I want to have here. I have so many playables that I am gonna take the Evolving Wilds. This makes the splash of the Hero of the Dunes with the Springleaf Drum quite good now. And I'm good to go with the splash now, because it is such a strong card. Alright, Overwhelming Remorse, probably. Oh, I'm gonna have to pass another Evolving Wilds and some very decent cards, you know, this one really good. Another Zephyr Sentinel here. Well, I'm still taking the very good removal spell. Also Exiles. Wow, Gix's command. The entire command cycle is really good. This is really good. I'm not sure how to rate the command cycle, but this has to be the best or the second best. I mean, I'm pretty sure that the green and the black one are the most impactful ones, but the other ones are cheaper. Anyway, I'm gonna obviously take this. You can pause and read what this does, but you will find always 2 modes that are very relevant for the situation you are currently in. Anyway, Cinder would be fantastic as well, and yep. Okay, Trent Stalker, this is a blue one. Yeah, I'm not going to play a card that requires 9 mana. Lay down arms, not really great when you're splashing, because I will have only 1 planes at most. Trent Stalker, do I need like a dumb 5-drop? This can be cheaper, so I don't... I don't still need a creature that is 5-drop. I think this pack has nothing for me, so I'll just take the, you know, this thing here. I guess I can play this as a 5 mana 2/7 if I really want to. Yeah, these kind of effects are not good in limited, so I mean, I guess you could sideboard in some very weird situation, but no. Anyway, this is a very good card. There's the Crapwork Rager here. I get to pick one. Now, I took, I mean, another Evolving Wilds over one of these, but now I still get past one of these. I'm very happy. Very happy about that. I think the Emergency Weld is quite nice too. I mean, 1/1 creature and then you get something back from your graveyard. Definitely a card I'm happy to play, but not as good as the Rager here. Another one of these automatons. This requires too many mountains to be worth picking here. Firebomb. I have 2, you know, exile effects. This is any non-land. Sorry, it's any permanent. It can even destroy lands. That's funny. You don't see that often. Not enough sacrifice stuff. I can take another automaton here. I don't think the Swift Foot Boots is that great. Yeah, the Firebomb is a little bit too expensive. Alright, Dreams of Steel and Oil. It's an artifact or creature card. Okay, so if they don't have it, these kind of cards are always bad when you know. Oh, there's a go for the throat. Well, that's obviously the pick. The format has plenty of non-artifact creatures to kill. Anyway, these kind of cards are very good when they have stuff in their hand, but it's such a miserable thing to cast this later in the game. It's a bad top deck. Okay, go for the throat was pretty late gift there. Alright, so Suchi Cave God. Alright, well, Bonesaw, it's too low impact. It's cheap, but it's too low impact. Blast Zone, you could see playing this. It has some utility, even though it's only colorless. But I think I'll take the 8/8. Maybe not main deck it, because I don't quite have enough Power Stone production, but it is something I could see, you know, sideboarding in maybe. Here I take the Mine Worker. I might need in some matchup to bring in a 2, and that gains me a little bit of life. You know, and more oil drops. Okay, so no one taking these Zephyr Sentinels. No one taking the Lauren either. This is madness. Why? By the way, I'm splashing for white. Did I actually just... I should have taken this earlier. I don't recall what did I take earlier. I completely forgot I'm splashing for white, and that is a splashable card. I should have taken this earlier. That was a mistake. If you were shouting at me at that point. And now with that thing, I think the Bitter Reunion is a card I'm happy to have. Now I wouldn't mind to raise to the ground either, but I mean I have... okay. Maybe I shouldn't have taken that. I'm not sure. Maybe I should have taken the sideboard removal. Now this is of course not reanimating these returns to your hand, but still. Don't care about any of this. I'll take the uncommon. Power Suit. Yeah, not gonna. It's gonna be +1/+1 because of course it counts itself, but it's not good enough. I'm going to just take. Well, actually, both of these are uncommons. Let's take the uncommon that in theory could be played. All right, so that's it. Okay, so let's see. I don't think the 8-mana spell. This doesn't have any prototype or anything. It's not the main deckable card here. I might play the 7-mana card though. Tap. You have to tap, pay 3 mana to keep it untapped, but at the point when you have been able to cast this thing, you probably have it. Well, let's see. Let's make some other cuts first. These are 3-drops, so I can put them there. Mistress Juggernaut. That's probably a thing I'm gonna cut from the main deck too. This is, I mean, I assume these are at least 4-mana spells most of the time when I want to cast them. But yeah, let's cut some very easy cuts. Don't think I want to main deck the... Okay, let's put the wings and the claw, the equipment away right away, and let's see the creatures now. Okay, actually I might wanna play that one worker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 2-mana creatures. 1 2-mana removal. I have the Clay Revenant, and the only synergy with it is the Traxodemon. Late in the game, you can get some value out of it. I can, the other kind of synergies, I can mill it. Of course, a 1/2 isn't very high impact. I'm just checking if there are some easy cuts. I think the Mistras Onslaught is an easy cut in this deck. It's not really that great. Asnot's intervention is probably interesting mostly because I wanna try this. Now, usually these kind of tricks return the creature on the battlefield. Now this returns to your hand. Of course, the idea is to use unearthed creatures, and then because it also works when they go to exile, so you get to recast an unearthed creature. But is this Heavyweight Demolisher and the Ashnod's Harvester, are those two my only unearthed? No, there's the rare as well here. So yeah, there's like a little bit of synergy. And there's the Scrapwork Rager. Okay, so there's like a... And if I play the Juggernaut, it's quite expensive though to unearth for 6 and then have 1 mana for the trick. But let's see, I kind of want to try this. What are the easy cuts? Now, I like this mostly because I do have ways to bring things back from the graveyard. And I kind of want to dig into my bombs, which are Tyrant and the Gixis Command, for example. But I do need to cut cards. And the question is, am I going to play 16 plus a Springleaf Drum? I think the Forge Chanter is not that great. I do have 8 non-creatures. So that's a few pumps here and there, but this deck might also not mind having a 1/3 to block with early. This has a very strong late game. I think I still will, not play that Demolisher. It seems like I have stuff to do with you know, plenty of mana, because I can, you know, play these at 7 mana too, so I don't need that thing, I don't think. So that's one card. I kind of want to try this thing. Currently it is 17 creatures, but of course if I cut 2 more cards it's gonna be less than that. But this is like at the beginning of your upkeep. So one thing to note, this is not Luminarch Aspirant. Well, of course, because this only gives counters to itself, but point is, if you cast this pre-combat main, you still don't get the counter until after on your next turn. But still, you play this as a 2-3, assuming you have the creatures on the graveyard, which you, of course, won't have if this is your turn 3 play, but later in the game. This will be a 3-4 when you are able to attack with it. So I'm thinking about the Bitter Reunion. It is something you could cut here. You could cut some of the, you know, worst two drops in here. You could cut the Clay Revenant, but kind of like think it's a cute interaction with the Thraxon Demon. I'm not sure if I have the mana for that. Maybe I'm not gonna main deck that thing. But that kind of means I want to play all five of my 2 drops just to have, you know, board presence early in the game. Then they go for the Throat, which I can need to use also if opponent is trying to tempo me out. Now, of course, I get to get some, you know, ETBs again with that thing. Don't really have many of those. The Scrapsmith is one. This one is also... Yeah, there's the Scrapwalk Rager. Yeah, I kinda wanna try the intervention. It's also a cheap trick you can use. So I think the cut is not any of the creatures anymore. I like to have these creatures here, just to be able to curve out. Probably it's gonna be the Bitter Reunion. I don't think the haste part matters too much here either. So let's just cut this. Of course I could play just 16 lands, but I don't think I want to do that. I have all this expensive stuff, so I'm gonna cut a Bitter Reunion here. And then that means I don't have that many chances to find this. I mean, of course it's just one card, but I mean, drawing 2 cards can, you know, that does dig deeper. If you have some bumps in your deck, it's great. And I have 2 bumps. 2 bumps here for sure, and then some very good, you know, high quality cards. But what is the card? I mean, I guess the intervention is the other option. Okay, fine. Let's not try the intervention in this deck because I have those bumps I want to dig into. So let's play the Bitter Reunion. That's it. And this is the main deck. Of course, I can, you know, sideboard in these interventions if needed. But let's just add the lands. It's very easy now. 2 Evolving Wilds, right? And then it's gonna be 1 plains for this. So now the ways to get the white mana is 2 Evolving Wilds, 1 plains, and 1 Springleaf Drum. That is 4 sources for 2 white cards. That is a totally acceptable thing to do. Now there is one problem with self-mill. This could, you know, mill your plains, and there's no way to get it back. Then I would have to just rely on Springleaf Drum to get them. But I guess it's a pretty low chance situation, so I'm not gonna be afraid about it too much. Let's use the new lands now that it's a fairly new set. Here the plains, and then it's gonna be 7+7, isn't it? Very even. I have double casters for both red. This prototype is a double caster. No, this is not a prototype. This is the Unearth is a double caster. I don't have Mishra, so I can't meld into the Mishra Lost to Phyrexia. Don't worry about it. Alright, so yeah, 7/7. Here and here. Now this is still a 9/9 3 mana base tank. I mean, if I count the Evolving Wilds as each, and then of course there's the Springleaf Drum to help around a little bit. So this is now the deck with the lands. Okay, this is a sweet hand. I can actually have a turn 3 Mithras Juggernaut here. That's no joke. They might be able to trade it with some 3-power creature, but this has trample, so it's gonna trample over a lot of damage still. Because this gives me a Power Stone token. Yeah, this is sweet. Assuming, you know, the Hornseeker actually survives here. They are of course very incentivized to kill it, because then the Power Stone goes away as well. They do not do such a thing. They get back an artifact, or they can choose this to be a 3-2. They have a Swift Gear Drake, which is just a 2-4 haste for 5. Anyway, let's just play the big thing, right? It's not like I'm gonna attack into this with my Menace guy, because they can just double block it and I can trade with only one. Only with the Scrapsmith. So this has to attack. Let's see if they have a good blocker. They have this. They can trade with the Acrobat. But they take 3 damage there. And then I can play the Rager. I should maybe play it just first, right? See if something comes up. Well, something came up. Excuse me. I'm not gonna trade away the Stone Seeker. I might still want to have the Power Stone token. Damn it. Unearth is a little bit of a negative synergy with this thing, and this of course has the... I kind of forgot this has other text too, so I can't unearth it. Oh well. Well. I'll just play my stuff, because I could have killed this attack for 4, but it doesn't seem to... Damn it. Excuse me. It doesn't seem to, you know, advance my board too much, or the race situation here. Okay. Well, we are on to race now. Mineworker can be interesting. I don't know why did I play this pre-combat. It makes no sense, but didn't actually expect them to block. That thing has Unearth. I could play it now, draw a card for 4. I think I'm gonna just use the removal instead. Then I can also attack with this on the next step, unless they have more, you know, stuff that can exile from the graveyard. Interesting. They didn't equip. So they have a 2-mana spell in their hand. That's what it means. More of those guys. So let's first do this first. Wow. can cast it, but I'm not gonna cast it this turn because I would have to tap one of my creatures. So let's do this instead. So I can kill all that have power 2 or less. Well, that's not so good. 2 +1/+1 counters and lifelink. They sacrifice highest power creature. 2 creature cards from your graveyard to hand. There are none because, well, there's one. Actually, there are 2, but they have exiled a bunch of my stuff too. Well, I guess I exiled this one myself. Destroy it. Okay, they sack a power stone to kill that thing. Okay, well, this should be... Is this almost a victory? Not quite. Why didn't they equip... Well, whatever. So I don't want to die, so I'm gonna make them sack a creature and actually just get a big... I wanna gain some life, just that I don't randomly die to some big haster because those are in the format. Maybe not at 5 mana though. I'm gonna make them sacrifice, that's for sure. And then I can cast this and draw 3 cards, so that's gonna be how it goes. Let's give this non-menace guy the counters. Yeah, it only works when it comes from the graveyard. I mean, I guess it would have been a little bit too good if it was an ETB as well. I didn't actually. I thought it would have drawn me 3 cards, not gonna lie here. It only works when it comes from the graveyard. It wouldn't have changed how I play the turn at all. I wanted to gain the life anyway, and I wanted to destroy one of the creatures anyway. Alright, so black-red, some number of removal, some number of well, there's the one graveyard hate. I don't think it matters too much. Do I want to play a Cave Guard? Intervention against the removal. It also works against the removal that exiles. So this thing. I might actually want to counter their removal. So I'm going to not play the Bitter Reunion and I'm going to play the Intervention in the main deck. Anything else? 7-drop? No, necessarily. I want to keep my early stuff here. Yeah, this is fine. Well, that's a mulligan. They mulligan 2, and now I have they go to 5. Well, I'm gonna keep this, obviously. I have actually a pretty darn good hand. The problem is, I don't want to put anything. I really need the lands. I need the drum for the Lauren here. I need this because it's a fantastic 2-drop. I mean, I guess it's still gonna be the Lauren because I do want to go to 6 mana. If I go to 2 lands here, I don't know. I might not be able to cast this ever. I don't have any artifacts in my graveyard, so I'm gonna actually put that away. But it is. I mean, I guess you could have maybe think that this Stone Seeker gets removed anyway, so this could also go away. Okay, well now with that, I definitely wanted to, you know, do it. Now this was not the right call when I got another payoff for that. Okay, so they are playing this surveil thing, but it's very expensive. I can have this as a hasty guy on the next turn. Scrapsmith. Okay, do they get an artifact? They do. It's the flying equipment, not really. I don't care about that. Go for the throat. Okay, that's good. So they will be able to trade this thing. And this is a 7-drop, so it can't actually be brought back by the hero of the dunes. Well, I think I'm still doing it. It's fine. This way I can keep the board clear. Basically the wings is nonsense for now, and if they have one blocker I can still attack with my menace guy. This only returns artifacts or creatures with mana value 3 or less from the graveyard to the battlefield. Okay, Skull Flare is good. They have no place. They didn't play their wings, so I'm assuming they have a, you know, trick of some kind. They can exile that thing. They have a lot of exile, so I can't return that thing. I lose my Power Stone. A shame, but something I can live with. But if it went to exile, so this doesn't activate anytime soon. I guess this might die, and then I can hopefully bring it back. I do need more lands for that, though. Okay, so am I gonna just kill that thing just to be able to attack? That's the only play I have, but man, it's just a 1-3. I'm not going to attack into that. I'm gonna wait if they have a better target. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, once I get to, I'm not, that's something I can bring back, but I need to, I'm gonna just actually get rid of this guy. I mean, it's only one power, but they can equip it. Okay, fine, let's not kill it. I mean, I'm gonna have to pay 2 life anyway. I'm not gonna take any extra damage here, so. Of course, all I need here is to just draw lands. Well, there's a Mine Worker, which, you know, gives me at least some life to, I mean, time to get lands. But of course, I need a you know, a creature to add mana with the drum here. So let's see if they just gonna go crazy with all the removal they have. Yeah, they can just remove that, which is fine. Basically, I need a land and a creature for this, and a land to have, you know, access to. Oh, well, that's a good one. Let's see if they're gonna run out of removal. That's a lot of removal they have had so far. They can mill themselves. Okay, more removal gets milled, right? This is a game where they did mulligan to 5, by the way. I did mulligan to 6, but they were on the play. Alright, so that's great. So I could... I'm just gonna play this guy, actually. That means I have to tap the Dragon Engine, but it's 4 damage it can deal. I'd rather have this around. And I'm gonna put this here. Yeah, I have 2 of my bombs here. It's going to be very hard for them to deal with this stuff now. Sacrifice an artifact, it gets +1/+1, yeah, so I can just make them... I can also just do this thing, so maybe I should. They can block and kill this, so I am not going to attack with the Hero of the Dunes. So I'm gonna use that for mana. Okay, that's a rare, and a rare. Yeah, it has double strike. They should have actually targeted the Skull Flare to, you know, ups. I have a phone call, I'm gonna ask for that. Well, that was convenient. The opponent conceded when my phone started ringing. So let's go to the next match then. On the play with because I kind of want to get the planes because of the Loran here. I have also, you know, artifacts to return with it. But I have 2 black spells here that cost only 2 mana. So I'm on the play here. I'm gonna keep it. I'm not gonna mulligan that, but I'm actually gonna just play the mountain for now and see if I happen to draw a swamp, for instance. That means I will, you know, have an enter tapped land here. Okay, with that thing, which also means I can't, you know, play a good mana curve here, but I think it was worth it. I can wait for one more turn, because if I draw any land, I can always play the Mind Worker, so I might actually, you know, depending on what they do, I don't care about the 1/1 attacking me here. But I also have the double black here. So I think I'm gonna wait one more turn. I have another Evolving Wilds, but if I draw that, that would be good, then I would have both, you know, black and white here. Okay, they do nothing, I'm not gonna do nothing either. Okay, well, let's see how long this is gonna last. I guess next turn I have to discard the hand size if I don't play a spell, so I'm gonna be forced to use this thing right now. They're gonna just draw a card, sure. Be my guest. Oh, they have a Zephyr Sentinel. Now I'm in a rush, so I need to start doing stuff. So I've already lost a bunch of but it's not a soldier, so this doesn't. This only gets a counter if they return a soldier. I don't know. They maybe thought they might get a. It's a construct only. All right. Well, good for me. They lost some tempo there, and of course I don't get dealt more than 2 damage here. But I have to get now, and it has to be a swamp, right? I need to play my spells here. I might also have to use the Go for the Throat. There. Hopefully I find my other way to get mana for the Loran here. So let's just do this thing. I can block the 1/1s with this, not with the 2/1. I still haven't drawn any, you know, land in my draw steps. That's a bit unfortunate. Okay, that's a really good card. Can't kill it with the Go for the Throat. I can kill it with the Excavation Explosion, but I of course got a card of it already. I can trade with the Traxodemon here. Okay, well that's it. Alright. +2/+2 on most of their creatures, including a double striker. Yeah, I mean that's just. I mean, even if I untap and kill the Ursa, because I did have, of course, go for the Throat, or if I draw land for this thing, I'm taking here. I'm either jump blocking here. I'm still taking 8 if I jump block this thing, and they still have the flyer in here. That was just not drawing any lands and all that. That was just I'm done. All right, so I don't think I need to change anything. I just want to, you know, maybe draw a land during the first 4 turns or so. Well, that's a lot of lands, but Bitter Reunion gets rid of one of them and replaces it with 2 cards. Well, you know, it doesn't. Of course, Bitter Reunion is a card itself too, so I'm gonna use the Bitter Reunion and 1 land to get 2 fresh cards. It's still a good deal. But let's play the creature first. Maybe I can start some attacking here. Okay, now I got my double red, double black here. Survivor of Corliss. Okay, now that's too much mana. Like this. Okay. So this thing gives haste when I sack it. This can't sack enchantments, only creatures and artifacts. Now, of course, the Gig's command here is at least something good. Maybe I was supposed to actually discard a swamp instead of the mountain, because I do have the fire-breathing dragon. But let's say if I draw the fire-breathing dragon, I'm gonna be in pretty good shape anyway. Okay, that is a really good card. Well, there is it. There it is. Right, so let's just do this. See what I mill. an artifact. Nope. So it's gonna be an automatic. Do I want to attack for 3 in here? Haste on my creatures. I don't know when it's gonna be that much. I mean, it's basically dealing 3 to them if I sack it. I don't have any other use for the mana. I don't need it for blocking, so I'm gonna actually do it. Because I'm most likely gonna tap out on my next 2 turns, playing with 2 of my bombs here. Hopefully I'm not getting countered. So they discard an artifact. They get a Power Stone token. That's really good. Once per turn only, but you don't usually discard that many cards per turn. This looter, of course, fuels itself. But we'll see what they do. Gix's command. I can kill. I mean, I guess I can kill what they have there. Let's see what they play. I'm willing to sacrifice the Thraxer Demon to kill Ursa and this Colis, especially if I get to kill something else as well. Because each creature with power 2 or less, they get some scry action when this is in the graveyard. I don't care about that. Because I don't have any creatures in my graveyard, so okay, that's now. But that is a soldier. It's gonna have a 3rd point of power. Sadly that happened. So now the Kikis command. Well, I can just use the final mode anyway. I think the Ursa will survive here. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, so I can make myself a 4/4 here. But Ursa is really good. So what I can do, I can use Kikis command to make them lose every creature and me lose the Thraxer Demon. The 3rd mode doesn't do anything that returns stuff from my graveyard. Well, I guess it does because it's not a targeting thing, so I could actually return the Thraxer Demon, but there's no other cards, so it's not worth it. So, well, okay, what I can also do is I can give these counters and then destroy everything with power 2 or less, which means they still have the Sentinel, but I have a 4/4 and yeah, that's actually what I like the most here. Yeah, I get rid of the recruitment officer and the prodigy, and I can get rid of the flyer with my dragon. This and this. It took some time, but of course with these, you know, choose 2 out of 4 options commands, they can have a really nice amount of I like this trade a lot. A really nice amount of, you know, options that are relevant. But yeah, that was of course better. It was better to leave myself with the 4/4 than, you know, make the 2/2 and the 3/2 go away. Plus I got 4 life if that's gonna matter here. So now I hope that they will tap out. They do not. In that case I'll see what they do, because I don't wanna play the Tyrant into open mana. That's gonna lose its counters. Which means that it is a way to, I mean, I could, because I'm gonna play the Tyrant. I know I lose the 4 damage, but I can still target them. That's really good. But they might have a removal on this thing. But then on the next turn I can play the Forge Chanter and the Thraxer Demon. I mean, I actually don't mind it, because the demon can still draw me some cards. But yeah, if they have a removal on the Tyrant, I mean, White has a pacifism, which is one reason to have the Thraxer Demon around, of course. It's sad I can't kill a creature here, but I don't really wanna, I mean, tap out or anything. I'm threatening almost lethal. Actually, if I did discard a... When I played my Bitter Reunion, I did discard a Mountain A instead of Swamp, and I already had access to enough swamps there, even if I discarded a swamp there. So I might actually miss out on the lethal now because of that. Unless they have something for 2, but there's no removal in this format. I don't know though, but we'll see. they have a Zephyr, this is a soul. They can return it just to draw a card, I guess. But if are they gonna jump here? I don't mind if they jump. By the way, is that like multiple Zephyr Sentinels? That is really good. This doesn't have to trample, so let's just do it like this. Might as well play every land because I might want to, you know, use this 3 mana activation and then still have mana to play stuff. Blue-white soldiers. Multiple Zephyr Sentinels. Okay, that's a jump blocker, but jump blockers don't offer a permanent solution. Okay, they have this thing in their deck. Another chaplain, so more jump blockers, but it's actually not good enough. Vanguard can trade with my combat courier. Okay. I can sack the Power Stone token here. I do it rather than offer the trade with the Vanguard. I don't think that really accomplishes much. Now they can take this actually. They can take if they want to. They don't want to. But now I have a third mountain, so this is an actual lethal. Threatening actual lethal here. Because I can make it into a 7/7. Now they still have the chaplain here, of course, for more jump blocking. This has menace. Yeah, it's not gonna be that easy to connect in the ground. They can't play this at 7 mana though, even if they have a land drop, because they need now a flying blocker. So if they don't have a removal on the tyrant, they do have to have this chaplain to jump block. Take flight. Okay, well that is actually nice. They get to draw a card because it has vigilance. It can also block, and if they draw a land here, or yeah, I guess they have only one unknown card now in their hand. So they can now play the other jump blocker, which means they get to draw more cards with the Vanguard. If that's an untapped land, we'll see. It wasn't. Okay, more Power Stones to get rid of, but I'm not. Okay, this has menace. I should just attack with everything. I mean, I can sack the Power Stone later on because they can't really block the Traxxas Demon with the 3/2. They can sack a card with this thing. They have this up. Yeah, let's. I mean, if I lose the Traxxas Demon, it's a little bit unfortunate, but I don't think it's gonna happen here. They can sack the courier for a card. They take 3, and then I have a 2 power creature here, so I have other threats here than just so they are actually. They have a 2 mana interaction here. No, because there is a bounce spell they could have in this format. Combat tree? No, they didn't even sack that thing to draw a card. It's possible they want to scry 2 instead. Ah, they have a riposte. Sure. Okay, now I see why they were thinking about Vario's blocking seams, because that thing gains them life, so they wouldn't have been dead to the tyrant here. Okay, so now they have a 3/3 double strike potentially coming up. They got 2 life. Okay, it's just a 1/1. They didn't have the 7th mana, or they didn't want to tap out for that. This thing still has menace, so it can always connect if they have only one blocker here. But yeah, they got back to the game here. I have used also both Gig's command and the Tyrant of Carriages, so it's actually quite, you know, good stuff for the opponent. They have had strong cards, but not like Bumbrace, and they're still in the game here. Their deck is pretty good. I mean, if I win this game, I still need to win the game 3, and I can't say I'm favorite to win here. Alright, so they chose not to play the Airlift Chaplain. That means they have something. Well. It feels a waste to not attack with a Thraxo Demon here. But if it... Because I have mana to, you know, sack this thing for a card. And if I lose the Stone Seeker, I lose this one as well. I'm actually doing it like this. I'm not in a rush here. They clearly have something. I don't want to play the Remorse as the first thing to play something. Exile a card. Okay, so let's see what happens. I can attack with everything and see what they have. I mean, they had the Chaplain here. They didn't play it. So they have a spell here. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna, you know, exile. They can respond by scrying with the call this thing. Oh, this is just an attack trick. It's not an ETB. A new set. New set. I thought I'm gonna exile something right away. Okay, so they chose to scry 2 instead of playing the blocker here. Well, I guess I hope they don't have a mass removal spell. And what mass removal options does white have in this format? I can't say I remember. There is the red, the Brotherhood's End, which kills, it deals 3 damage to everything or destroys small artifacts, but I don't know if there is a white mass removal effect here. So now they have 1 mana up. They have the Unearth in here. Alright, so if I exile this thing, should this not be the end of it? Kinda lose the prowess trigger here. Could be actually relevant, but then again... Okay. Then again, you know, using this mana might be useful as well. You know, once I mean, at the end of their turn. Alright, so... Let's see, Combat Treasure, very good. Riposte, good to keep in mind. There are multiple of these couriers, so that makes my X1s worse if I have them. They have a rebuff in here. Cancel. Couple of these Sentinels, which are really good. Mana efficient plays, of course. The Powerstone Prodigy is very good, and the Officer in a longer game can be quite decent as well. So with that in mind, what am I going to have here? Is something bad in here? I guess the 3-1 is not so good, but they also have a bunch of artifact things, so I don't mind. I guess the Mind Worker is actually quite bad. I'm gonna not play the 2-1 there. I'm gonna play the 3-1 that can at least, you know, mess with the graveyard a bit. This can be a 3-2 if I want to. How about the Juggernaut? Is that like a card I want to have? I think I'm gonna actually take the Revenant here. Maybe. Although this thing gains me some life too, not sure. But no, I'm gonna have the Revenant. I at least have this energy going on with the Thraxo Demon there, I guess. Then the question is, do I want to maybe not play the Juggernaut? Because it seems I'm the one who is trying to stabilize. But I wish I had the there's a 2-drop for red that has a 3-1 reach. I wish I had those. That would be good against the flyers. So I don't know. I don't really want to play the equipment that grants flying. No, I think this is it. Juggernaut. Well, the Juggernaut is at least a threat. I mean, I need to also win the game somehow, so maybe it's a creature that can quickly take care of the opponent. Okay, this is good. I get my very important Power Stone token here because I might want to have this at. Well, I don't know if it's a very important, but it's gonna be good. Actually, I might trade this off early in the game and then Lauren can bring it back. I don't have a 2-drop in here, so I think I should get my planes right away. I know I could do this at the end of their turn, but I don't want to skip through all the... jump through the priorities there. I'm gonna get the planes anyway. So, Springleaf Drum and then Excavation Explosion can be used on whatever they have, if it's a threat like a Ursa. Or that. I mean, I could play the Hasty guy, but... Oh, plus if I draw a land... Okay, I'm gonna actually just deal with this guy before it gets too annoying. With the land I can play the Juggernaut, although if I play this then it works with the Springleaf Drum as well to, as an additional mana source. Okay, no, nothing. Well, I mean, this is easy then. Does it get countered now? It does. So something to bring back with the Lauren. I have both double red and double black, but I guess the Springleaf Drum makes it quite easy to get both. Have both of them available. So it doesn't matter which one it is. So now I can play the Juggernaut here. Let's see if this gets countered. It does have Unearth, so it has some use. Yeah, just a separate Sentinel. Okay. They don't have access to white mana. Alright, so they want to block here. I don't know what that means. But let's first see. Because I can... with the Springleaf Drum I don't have to attack into something if I want to use it for mana. So I have access to 6 mana if I play at least one artifact spell. But I think it's unnecessary. I'll see what they have. I'll attack for 5. It's a lot of damage. But they didn't... I mean, they have something they would have attacked otherwise. That gets returned. But why are they having a Severus Sentinel that didn't attack? 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I have 5 mana available. So, I mean... let's do this then, I guess. Right. I don't know why they didn't attack. So that thing that deals damage, it's damage to tapped things, right? 3 damage to a tapped thing, they gain 2 life. That has to be it, right? But if I'm gonna tap it for mana, it's gonna be tapped anyway. So let's just 6 mana, I could use it. Well, you know what, I'm actually gonna play this Stone Retrieval unit and the Haunt Stone Seeker, but I can do it anyway with the Spring. Oh yeah, I don't know. Of course, if I play this, I can use the drum for that thing anyway. Fine, let them... Yeah, I'm gonna play the Stone Seeker. Yeah, I shouldn't have done that pre-camp. Okay, just to desynchronize. Another Juggernaut. No, no, it's not another, of course. This is the one. I get to choose if I want to redraw it or not. Oh, I like it. I can draw it again. They get to scry for 2. I get a Stone Seeker here. And then I will have mana to play this 7 mana haster if I want to. I can play this. Yeah, this is quite good. Now it requires some pretty good stuff for them to proceed with a win here. Their small flyers aren't gonna be a match to my big stuff in here. Yeah, there's a repost there. They didn't have that. So they still have 2 mana up. So more interaction maybe. Now I have a total of 8 mana. I can play a Juggernaut and the Dragon Engine. Let's do it like this, so I can now... Yeah, that's the best use of mana. Now Juggernaut is actually quite nice here. I have a still a thing to return from a graveyard, and these are gonna die. These have Unearth though. And if they have the double striker at 7 mana, I can actually just exile it, so I don't have to worry about it. That's something I can use for the Springleaf Drum from now on. And I can sack it if I get my one black 2-drop. Recommission. Okay, that's not bad. So they can start the race in the air. So I actually do have to maybe kill. Yeah, I do have to kill the thing there, right? Exile this guy. And then I do have still... Yeah, I'm going to just play this as a haster. I mean, as a 3-drop haster. I really thought I'm gonna play that 7, but nope. It's a race now, and I want to just maximize the damage. I can still, you know, return the other one with the low run here. Okay, now they are not having a lot of... It is only what 7 power total in their battlefield, so I can return this pre-combat. Do I have mana to also cast it for 7? I don't think so, but let's make sure. So currently, if I play the land at 6, plus 4, that's 10. So it's actually 1 mana short. And this is 4 mana here, 6, yeah, it's 1 mana short. So if I want to play a 3, they have no cards in hand, so I have the perfect information here, of course, available to me. Is it a sure victory if I play another 3-2 haster? They can sack these to draw a card, and they have only 1 mana left after that. I think it is worth it. I think it is worth it. I didn't do the math if it's you know, a clear victory, but I think it's even if it's not, it's better to do it like this. This has menace. This has trample, so I think it's very hard for them to... I think they're gonna be at 1, but they lose everything. And of course I do lose my 3/2s. They get to draw a card here and they are at 1. I have a lethal board. If they destroy this, I can unearth it. And it will be finishing them off. So even if there is some kind of mass removal effect, should be good here. Unless they have like a 1 mana trick they can use somehow, they don't. Okay, so good luck to them. Alright. Did I need my bombs in this game? Did I need my bombs in this game? I didn't, so I actually just won with, you know... I had 1 rare, but they had removal for it, so it didn't actually do anything. In a sense of, you know, this could have been any 3 mana creature they chose to, you know, put a prison sentence on. Okay, the opponent goes first, they mulligan. I have a keepable hand with a 2-drop and a removal spell with enough lands. Harvester, okay, I can just trade with this thing. They don't have mana to unearth it yet because it is a black unearth cost there. They might play just as a 2 mana 3/1. They are gonna kill my guy with the epic confederation. They take 2 damage there. Well, I guess I'm gonna play my first, double striker here instead. So they need more removal. By the way, if they kill this, they get to exile it as well. Now that would be a good curve if they have a 2 mana 3/1 and then removal on opponents every other creature. Okay, that is gonna be able to... Okay. Not too concerning. I can just go for the throat that thing. I could trade, but I don't want to, you know, let this guy attack and exile it from my graveyard. So I'm just gonna take the 3 damage. Okay, land is good. And just play this as a... You know, I can trade with the engineers here. I don't have to... you know... use a removal on it right away. Okay, so that's gonna now do what they wanted to. Well, yeah, they are Harvester doing some nasty stuff there, but so be it. At least they have only 1 card left in the deck. Oh, that's that can't return that thing though. Huh. Well, I guess I'll just play this guy and that. I can finally trade with the Harvester. That's 2 things that could have been returned by the Hero of Dunes, and the Ashnod's Harvester being super relevant here. Can I please get rid of that thing? No, I can't. Wow. Jeez. But they just had all this interaction. Let's kill this guy and kill the, you know, the other one too. I'm done. Taking damage here. Just exile it. Now we are top decking. And I could play this, but there's nothing to return. This is a 7-drop in the graveyard. This only returns 3 drops. So I don't really want to play just as a 5 mana 3/2. Unless I really have to. Okay. Well, that's a good one for sure. Take 3. Then I have a 5-3 Audacity. What is this? It's not a bad one. Oh yeah, this is... I mean, the opponent is really going up here. I mean, look at all the stuff they have here. That is really good. This has Trumble, so I don't know if I can actually... Well, I can, you know, play the Juggernaut, play this thing and double block, so that I don't die to Trample. I go to 1. I lose both of my creatures. And they have... I mean, I guess if you draw 5 lands and then all interaction, that's a way to win the game. So... and they have also... Yeah, these things also burn me. Well, I mean, I just couldn't do anything. They killed my guy, had a combat trick to specifically kill my guy. They had a 3-3 haster for 3. I mean, I had a good draw, but I just couldn't beat what they had. And the fact they had that darn thing that exiles, that was really nasty, because I could have played the Hero of the Dunes to get more board presence, returning, you know, any of this stuff. It doesn't matter, or either of these two. But that little 2-mana 3-1, that was amazing there. Okay, so I don't actually have a good set of answers to their stuff here, so I'm gonna just you know, I need my early game to be able to block, and this the Ashnod's Intervention, is this a card I want to... Okay, maybe I'll try it. I will put the Bitter Reunion away, and I have the Intervention as kind of a counter trick, if that's gonna work in any way. But they had a crazy good curve out there. They mulliganed to 6, but it really didn't matter because they had exactly what they wanted. Okay, that is fine. They again mulligan. But it didn't really... Okay, they go to 5 now, so their deck did seem like a, you know, just a straight up green-red deck with good mana curve and all, so I think they are just unlucky here, having to mulligan to 5. Let's see if that allows me to win 1 game in the match. Okay, that can't be blocked by my guy, so I think I'll just I'm gonna play the... I mean, they can just kill this. They have multiple ways to kill it, but this is a double striker, so assuming they can't exile it, and assuming I get the white mana at some point, I can still get it back. I'm not gonna, of course, block because I can't block. This can't be blocked by my guy, but I'm dealing 4 with this guy. And if I can haste this up, I can deal even more. Okay, and there is the place that... Now that's interesting. I actually could just block one of these guys. I mean, I might play this at 7. If I knew I'm gonna mill an artifact, that would be great, because I can, you know, trade with this thing, whether it is a 2-1 or a 3-2. So do I want to haste for 7 damage, or do I want to play the Scrapsmith, leave the option to... Because I can return the Scrapsmith as well with the Hero of the Dunes. So maybe that is the play. I will block even no matter what, I'm gonna block with this thing. Please be an artifact. It was an artifact. My own Ashnod's Harvester. Yep, let's do that. Because 2-1 is as good as a 3-2 when it comes to blocking a sprite here. I guess they might have the 3-drop, the red-green uncommon one, because one of the modes is deal 1 damage as an ETB to any target, so that would be bad. They might have an epic confrontation here. Yeah, they go for the actual race here, which, given what I saw in the game 1, might just be exactly what they want. I should play this pre-combat because this has +1/+0 on this guy. Okay, this time no artifacts, but it doesn't matter really. Okay. I think I'm just gonna play the Rager and then the Harvester after that. Let's see what I draw. Maybe that affects... Okay, this seems like they have a giant growth. They have a giant growth, okay. Well, there's the Tyrant, for which I don't have mana yet. I also don't have the mana for the Unearth Dragon Engine. Alright, so... They have a giant growth. Well, I mean... Still doing the attack here like this. Yep, and it can eat the Scrapsmith. But they would take 6 from the Dragon Engine, and if they can, yeah, they still lose 2 cards if they wanna. Yeah, they can do that. So they lost the giant growth and the sprite. And then I'm gonna play this. Now they can actually attack and exile the Dragon Engine, but I don't even have the second red. And if I draw the second red, you know, I have the Tyrant of Care Riches, so I don't think I need to unearth anyway. I'm gonna actually trade here. This thing has unearth. Recluse, which I can... Oh, well, with the Go for the Throat, this is not quite lethal. Oh, but it is, because I can play this Automaton. Alright, well, kill it. They can actually, you know, get rid of the Scrapwork Rager, but it's irrelevant, because this will be even a 4 power creature. Oh, they choose their own instead. No, then I missed. I mean, I didn't see what they were doing. They did exactly what they were supposed to do, but of course this is 11 damage to their 10. But they did mulligan to 5 here, so let's not have that as any kind of an indication how this is gonna go. They have still this cheap interaction, the annoying exile effect. Don't care about the Recluse that much, no. I think I still wanna have the intervention here instead of the reunion. I don't think I care about any of that stuff, nope. So let's go. Okay, I get to keep these good starting hands, and they are again mulligan. They have mulligan. That was the 4th mulligan in this match, because their first game they mulliganed to 6, then they mulliganed to 5. Now they again mulligan to 6. Anyway, I have a good 2-drop, 3-drop, and I have one of my bomb rares, so I'm very... They are missing their 2-drop here. I don't have the mana for the Hero of the Dunes yet, but I don't think it matters too much. Yep, they can conscript some... Oh, I do have the mana for it, so this is just perfect. I mean, this is actually insane. I'm not gonna attack if they deal with the Dragon Engine, I'm gonna trade. They get a 1-1, but so what? Oh, that is an exile, which actually, with the intervention, would, you know, work, because I would have gotten it to my hand. So yeah, they keep with the exiling stuff. I don't like it. But I guess unless the Forge Chanter is gonna get exiled as well, I will get to return it on the next turn. But I wish they did have some removal that doesn't exile. This isn't doing much yet, so... I'm happy with my 1-3. It's actually gonna be a 2-3 for as long as the Hero of the Dunes is alive. So the decisions with the Gixis command, that's gonna be... Oh, now if they don't... Do they have a land drop? Oh, this is sweet, because this has prowess, which means if I cast this, this will be a 3-power creature when it resolves. So I can say they sack their biggest creature and kill everything that is 2 power. I don't lose anything here. I could choose... No, I want to do that way. Wipe their board. Basically this is wipe their board. Okay, I wish I had the intervention up here, because I really want the Hero of the Dunes if it gets killed to, you know, survive. I don't have anything to return with it yet, so let's see. If am I supposed to exile this Recluse here and attack for another 6, because of course the prowess will trigger here. I think that is the way to do here. And I have the intervention now if they try to kill something. I don't care about the unearth here, I can take 5 damage and be happy about it. Well, not sorry about happy, but don't mind if they tap out for that. Yep, I haven't played the dragon in this last match, have I? I don't recall, no, I just quickly lost the first game, then won the second game without any bombs, was it? I have had this dragon engine, but it has gotten dealt with. So what the opponent is having here? I'm gonna pause on it until they do something. Okay, so they are running out of their timeout. It's gonna be my turn now. Seems like they are not here, and this is actually lethal. Because with the prowess and +2/+0, it is gonna be exactly 8. Now, I think I'm gonna go for it. Yeah. Alright, so that was a really bombtastic deck, and my bombs did, you know, play a role here, not gonna lie. I like the white splash. I think the cards I splashed for were, first of all, they were worth splashing for sure, and my mana fixing was good, and I actually, you know, picked an Evolving Wilds over another, you know, I picked an Evolving Wilds number 2 over the Scrapwork Rager, so you really, well, I mean, I do like to, you know, really prioritize this mana fixing when I have a splash coming up. So it was an actual cost. I think I would have rather played the Scrapwork Rager number 2, maybe like over a Scrapsmith or something, maybe over a Skullflare. This wasn't really a self-mill deck, so I just never really got there, but then again I played against some exile effects. This format has some exile effects though, so your unearthed creatures are not guaranteed to actually be able to, you know, enter from the graveyard again. There are some side effect exiling around. But yeah, of course the deck based on the rares alone, it was quite good. I didn't have the, you know, high quality removal. I had to go for the throat. Okay, I had 2 of these overwhelming. Okay, I forgot, and 1 excavation explosion. Okay, I had a lot of good removal too. So I mean, a 3-0 isn't a big surprise when you have a deck like this. Anyway, I hope I still, you know, stay in a good enough condition to record these drafts. I plan to make 1 draft every 2 days, and damn it, that wasn't for show. I actually just had to do that. So hopefully I will see you back in after 2 days. Thank you for watching. Let's first see the sweet reward here, if it's gonna give it to me. Yes, it is. And I will see you next time. Bye bye.